Thousands of people are marching on the streets of Metro Detroit today. No Kings rallies are happening across the country. Here locally, some are being held in Detroit, Farmington Hills, Wyandotte, and Livonia, just to name a few. And some of those rallies are lasting hours. Hey there, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name's Terrell Bailey. Well, protesters are voicing their concerns over policy changes made by the Trump administration. And one of the largest rallies happening right now is in Southwest Detroit. Let's get live to Veronica Ortega. Hey there, Veronica. What have you been seeing?
Hey, Terrell, we have started the 2.5-mile walk back to Clark Park, an indication that things are starting to wind down. But as you can see, the march is still happening. It's been mostly calm and peaceful with a handful of exceptions. Now, the No Kings rally started around 1 this afternoon. Thousands of people gathered in Clark Park with signs showing their support for immigrants. A single counter-protester caused a brief disruption, but that was quickly stopped, and he was escorted out of the park. The program began with music and poetry, followed by a string of speakers from different community organizations. Congresswoman Rashida Tlaib made a big impact with her speech. She says it was important for her to be here with her constituents.
It doesn't surprise me to see this. I mean, if you look at any country, I know people want to make the United States this exception, but when there was a regime, pushing back against people's constitutional rights, watching, again, people being pulled out from the streets and, people masked up and everything, it really makes folks show up in a way and say, wait, we can't have this happen on our watch. I mean, many people are here because they want to make sure that our country stays our country, that it doesn't go to one man and allow him to continue to, illegally make these actions.
Same president.
Now, after all of the speeches were over, the thousands of people that were in Clark Park made the 2.5-mile march all the way to the U.S. Customs and Border Protection Office in Detroit. They're demanding that Detroit become a sanctuary city, and the message heard loud and clear on Michigan Avenue: the people united will not be defeated. Terrell, back to you.
All right, what a crowd there. Veronica Ortega, thank you for that update. Now, protests are also happening in Ann Arbor. That's where Heath Kalb is. So, Heath, it also looks like you've got a pretty sizable crowd there as well.
Yeah, definitely, Terrell. Thousands of people have come out here to Ann Arbor for a similar protest like the one Veronica was just at in Southwest Detroit. I actually just spoke to an organizer here who told me nearly 8,000 people came here to downtown Ann Arbor, marching up and down East Liberty Street here all day. There was also concerts. We have footage from earlier this afternoon that we're going to put on your screen now. Thousands of people with different signs, thousands of different people with different chants, different slogans, with the same message: that that there are no kings in America, an anti-Trump message throughout the afternoon. And of course, this is coinciding with President Trump's 79th birthday and 250th birthday anniversary military celebration in Washington, D.C. this afternoon. So just a really big day here in Ann Arbor, similar to protests that are taking place all over the country. We heard from some of those protesters earlier this afternoon.
Donald Trump has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho!
Donald Trump is doing a birthday parade for $45 million in D.C. right now, and it's a waste of money. It's something that dictators do.
We have a voice, and he needs to listen to us, and we don't like him.
I admit, it's a little scary, especially considering what went on this morning in Minnesota, but we can't let fear win, and that's why we're here.
Now, like I mentioned, nearly 8,000 people came to the protest this afternoon here in Ann Arbor. People are kind of disbanding right now. It just let up a couple minutes ago, but we showed up here around 3 o'clock. The protest was expected to start around 4 o'clock, but still at 3 o'clock there were thousands of people here on East Liberty Street. That concert, we heard it from cover bands singing Marvin Gaye, singing the Beatles. Just a great afternoon here in Ann Arbor. Of course, a protest similar to many others, thousands of others and dozens of others here in Michigan this afternoon. For now, here in Ann Arbor, I'm Heath Kalb, CBS News Detroit.
Yeah, a lot of people in Metro Detroit making their voices heard. Heath, thank you. And Michigan Republicans are reacting to the protests happening across the state and the country today. U.S. Representative Bill Huizenga put out a statement saying, quote, "The right to peacefully assemble is enshrined in the Constitution, but as a student of American history, no King's Day took place on July 4th, 1776. I find it ironic liberal activists chose this phrasing when it was Democrats who less than a year ago installed a presidential candidate without a single vote being cast in favor of that candidate," end quote.